Summer travel with your kids sounds really fun until you have to figure out the sleeping arrangements. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to set up your hotel room so that your child is going to get the optimized amount of sleep, and so will you. As we know, if you're not getting great sleep, then you're going to be exhausted, and that is the last thing that you want on vacation. You are supposed to be relaxing, having a good time, making memories, not being tired. And I always tell parents right off the bat that night one is the hardest night when you are in a new place on vacation. Once you get used to the creaks and sounds of the hotel room and get the lay of the land, the next several nights for the rest of your trip should go quite smoothly. Let's go through some scenarios together and we can figure out the best way to optimize sleep while you're on vacation. Now, I'm going to preface this with I am a huge advocate for the Slumber Pod. I'll put a picture of it right here. It is a blacked out tent that you can get for your pack and play. It is specifically designed to go over a pack and play. So if you probably already have a pack and play, you need to just invest in a Slumber Pod. This is not an ad. I am not getting paid to say this. It is just something that I wish that I had when my kids were babies. So let me paint a picture. So I have 3 kids. And having a vacation and having them all in a hotel room was like playing Jenga and making sure all the pieces were in the right spots in order for my kids to actually sleep. We would move furniture around the room to put barriers between their pack and plays, and we've just done a lot of creative things over the years, and we love to travel. So let's first talk about if you just have one baby. Now, this is easy. Bring the pack and play, bring the Slumber Pod. You can actually put the pack and play wherever you need in the room. And when you put the Slumber Pod over the pack and play, perfect situation for your child. It literally is a seamless transition. If you don't have the Slumber Pod, you can get a little bit more creative. A lot of hotel rooms, I know this is gonna sound bad, but just listen for a second. A lot of hotel rooms have really big closets. You can angle the pack and play into the closet. Obviously, we're keeping the doors open. We're not closing babies in closets, but you can angle the pack and play into the closet and put their head on the inside where they're not going to be distracted by everything. I've also seen parents putting the pack and play in the bathroom, but I personally would not want to not be able to use the bathroom overnight. I don't get up during the night to go to the bathroom, but my husband does, and I feel like that would just wake the baby more so than angling it into a closet if you need to have that space. Now, all of my tips and tricks on actually getting your baby to sleep, all the things that you need to bring in addition to the Slumber Pod are in my sleep and travel guide. I will link it in the description box down below and in the comment section. I highly recommend grabbing the travel guide because not only is it teaching you how to prepare for travel, what to do when you're traveling, and it's also teaching you what to do as soon as you get back home to make sure sleep gets back on track. Because more than likely, you are going to be a little bit off schedule while you are on vacation. So when you get back home, you need the directions on what to do to get sleep back in the game. So make sure you grab that. But let's keep going and talk about if you only have one kid, but it is a toddler. If you have a toddler, you have a couple options. So one, if they'll still stay in the pack and play, then obviously continue doing the pack and play with the Slumber Pod. If they will not stay in the pack and play, and I learned this the hard way on vacation when I thought my daughter would stay in the pack and play, and she climbed out every single second she could, you could get a SlumberTot. Now, this is by the same company as SlumberPod. They made an air mattress that is specifically designed for the SlumberPod to be able to go over it. So you are still having that tent situation. You can put the air mattress anywhere in the room with the SlumberPod over it. If you don't have the SlumberPod, then I would recommend getting the 2 queen bed room so that you and your spouse can have one bed and your toddler gets the other bed. It is a very large bed, so the chances of your toddler falling out are a lot less than if you just had a twin or a full at home. You can always ask for more pillows at the front desk so you can line the mattress and make sure that you are creating a barrier so your child doesn't fall out of bed. Now, if you have a baby and a toddler, then what I would recommend is also getting that 2 queen bed room, having the baby in the pack and play with the Slumber Pod over it, and then the toddler in one of the queen beds. With 3 kids, and this is what we did with mine when we were traveling, traveling, the youngest goes in the pack and play and the 2 oldest go in the queen bed together. You can, again, barricade them with pillow walls. You could do a pillow wall at the edge of the mattress, you could do one in the middle, and then you could do one on the other side, so they have like their little areas to sleep in. If they love to cuddle, forget the middle pillows and let them sleep together. If all 3 kids or 4 or more are out of the pack and play stage, then you can obviously do 2 kids in a queen bed, parents in a queen bed, and if they want one of the kids in their bed with them, they can. Or you can get a room that has a couch / pull-out mattress that one of them can sleep in. Or we're talking about getting a suite or an Airbnb at that point. With all of this being said, it is so important to have the tools that you use at home for your child to sleep. You need a blackout situation. If the room is not blackout dark, your kids are gonna stay up all night and play with each other because this is just a big slumber party, and I've been there, done that. So travel blackout curtains, I will put some in the description box down below. I really haven't found any that I love. Honestly, I have brought black garbage bags and blue painter's tape on vacation with me because I am obviously obsessed with sleep. That's like your easy one-time solution. If you don't travel a lot and it's not worth the investment of getting a SlumberPod, although I will always say it's worth the investment to get a SlumberPod, you need to make sure that you have the white noise that you have at home. Just bring it with you. If your child has a lovey or a sleep sack, make sure you bring that with you as well. And one thing that my husband and I love to do is make sure that we get a room that has a balcony or a patio so that we can do the whole bedtime routine with the kids, put them down to bed, turn off all the lights, and then we go sit outside and enjoy the view while the kids fall asleep on their own. If you're not putting your kids to bed and putting them all the way to sleep at home, if you're on vacation sitting in their room with them and they're gonna be like, what the heck is going on? They're gonna treat it like it's still part of the bedtime routine. So if you can get yourself removed from the room itself and just go sit outside and enjoy each other's company while the kids fall asleep, it's perfectly fine. One other thing that I enjoyed doing on vacations was using the Calm app. I do believe that it is free, but the Calm app has really nice bedtime stories and I believe bedtime meditations. Every 2 years we go on a big family trip with my in-laws and the cousins, and they all want to sleep in the same room together. So we like to use some of these bedtime stories just to get them calm and distracted from talking and playing with each other and listening to something else and then dozing off to sleep. So I really love having something that they can listen to as they're falling asleep instead of thinking about all the things like I'm in a new place, I'm in a different atmosphere, or whatever. So something like the Calm app can be really great if you just want like a one-time use thing. If you really like the bedtime story, a meditation situation, then I highly recommend getting the Zemo. Each of my kids have a Zemo. We love them in our house. So I always recommend getting these for your kids if you're gonna use it on a daily basis at home, and they are just like a little turtle-shaped speaker. I love that it is screen-free and you can leave it in your kids' room. If you leave it plugged in all night, it can go from the stories and meditations to white noise, and it is a 2-in-1 little device that covers your child's bedtime stories and the white noise throughout the night, so you only need to bring one thing. Now, again, all of this is talked about in great detail in my travel and sleep guide, but if your child's sleep is already a hot mess before you go on vacation, I 1000% recommend sleep training before you travel, because if your child's sleep is already a hot mess, when you travel, it's just going to get worse. So if you need a one-on-one consultation, I make customized sleep plans and support my clients through the 2-week sleep training process. I will meet your family where you are, create a customized plan that feels good for your family and that is sustainable for your parenting style. So please do check out the link down below. I want you to be able to enjoy all of your traveling this summer, and that means getting good sleep while you're away. So don't forget to grab the guide, book a consultation if you need it, and keep blooming. Mwah.